Hi, everybody, welcome in. It is game number, we are on 11. Delgado taking on Shelton State, and we've got a slate that will bring you 11, 12, and 13 today. We hope 14 and a possible 15 tomorrow, but we'll talk about that later. Mama Nature, like always, likes to play a role in things, sometimes good, not so good. At other times is hit by the pitch is Artigues. Got a kidney shot from J.D. Wilkins. And Artigues with the pass down to first. But all of that we can address later. Right now, I got to get a huge ball game underway between the two unbeatens, the two teams that have not tasted defeat yet. One of these will. One of these will not. And the one that will not in the driver's seat. The one that does, well, they got a lot more baseball to go before getting to that title game. Casey Artigues starting it off. He got hit by the pitch down to first. Red Centani is the two-hitter. Jackson Walker hitting third. Jonathan Farabus is the four guy. Josh Eames batting fifth. Logan O'Neill sixth. Seven-hitter Christian Westcott. Giovanni Lasciardi in the eight hole, and Walker Bazile batting ninth. I don't think less than 4 pitches into the game, Bobby Sproul wanted to go to the mound and have a conversation with J.D. Wilkins. But it was necessitated by the dink of Artigues and the 2 pitches outside of the strike zone to Centani. J.D. Wilkins on the hill. Behind the plate for the Buccaneers is Whit Winfield. First baseman Wesley Helms at second, Paxton Ponder. Nick Wilson at short, third baseman Kyle Morrison. Mason Steele in left, center fielder Pierce Dutton. Jordan Evans in right. 2-1 the count, make that 1-1 the count on Centani. Even count and 1, it's a little bit high, and now it is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, base runner on. Two teams who got here by winning. Shelton State knocking off Nunez and Southern Union. Delgado defeating Wallace Hansful and Coastal South. On the outside part of the plate. Count evens up, 2 apiece. The original field of 8 sliced in half. And after today, more teams go as this one is lifted to right field. Evans drifting back, makes the catch. Back to first will go Artigues. Centani out number 1. Jackson Walker coming to the plate. Delgado the 2 out of Region 23, the top team out of Region 23. Shelton State the 1 seed and the top team out of the ACCC. Missing but barely to Walker. Shelton State's win over Nunez was in 5, 11-1. Over Southern Union, it was late. It took an 8th inning rally for Shelton State to knock off Southern Union. Delgado, a mercy rule game in their first one, knocking off Wallace Hansful in 8, 9-1. And they too scoring late to beat Coastal Alabama South 5-4 and get here. Back to the screen, 2-1. Teams no longer with us. Nunez, Snead State, Wallace Hansful, and Coastal South. Teams still in the hunt. Shelton State, Delgado, Northwest Shoals, and Southern Union. Back over at first goes Artigues. Artigues, 10 stolen bases this year. Two-one pitch to Walker. It is hit to second. Ponder goes to second for one and on to first. 4-2, 4-6-3. Goes the double play. Delgado sending 3 to the plate. Buccaneers sending 3 to the dugout. We go to the bottom of the first. Buccaneers coming to bat.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Bottom of the first, top of the order, Jordan Evans starts it. Wesley Helms, the two-hitter. Kyle Morrison will bat third. Nick Wilson, fourth. Pierce Dutton is the 5 guy. Christian Pritchett batting sixth. Mason Steele in the 7th spot. Paxton Ponder hits 8th. And Whit Winfield is the 9 guy. Michael Hotard is on the hill. Delgado putting Josh Eames behind the plate. At first, Jonathan Farabus. Giovanni Lasciardi playing second. Shortstop is Christian Westcott. And at third, Rhett Cintani. Got an outfield of Jackson Walker in left. Center fielder is Walker Bazil. And the right fielder is Logan O'Neill. Off the end of the stick. Well, we typically do shout-outs in the 4th, maybe the 5th, usually the 4th. Did it in the 5th of one game last night, already getting shout-outs. So we'll put them on hold, and we'll do it in inning number 4. So, hey, go ahead. You want to log in and shout, we'll take them and hold them. As Evans pops it up to third, Cintani camped out underneath, and Evans out number 1. Of course, maybe that was one of those shout-outs just to make sure I didn't forget to do shout-outs. But we will do them in the 4th. Wesley Helms coming to the plate. I think it is safe to say the softball over on the diamond to my right has wrapped up. And that's based exclusively on the Huge American flag hoisted by the fire truck over in left field as you got, speaking of left, a Wesley Helms shot in that direction. But you can see behind the logo, let me clear the logo. There you go. The American flag floating there in the wind. That American flag had been over to the right between the two diamonds, the softball and baseball, which through my brilliant deductive reasoning has led me to believe softball's probably over for the day. Fouled off by Kyle Morrison. A battle of the unbeatens, Dolphins and Buccaneers. Base runner aboard, Helms at first, Morrison taking a strike, and it's 0-2. Nick Wilson to the on-deck circle, Jonathan Farabus, Josh Eames, and Logan O'Neill. When you get to the top of the second, Morrison looked at the umpire as if to say, man, I know you're going to call strike. Maybe you won't. I'm praying you don't. He didn't, and it's 1-2. Base hit into right field. Nearly got Helms on his way to second. Couple of base runners on for the Bucs with Nick Wilson to the plate. Evans out, Helms and Morrison on. Nick Wilson stepping in. Wilson, a .345 hitter on this .334 hitting Shelton State squad. 3 home runs, 50 RBIs in the regular season. That is lifted in the direction of center field. Over to make the catch is Bazile. Runners will hold, and there's 2 away. Two gone for Pierce Dutton. Christian Pritchett moving to the on-deck circle. That is floated in the direction of right. It will sail into the bullpen and out of play. First meeting this year between these two. And as a matter of fact, Shelton State did not play a Region 23 foe during the course of the regular season in non-conference play at all. Baton Rouge, Delgado, or Nunez. One ball, 1 strike on Dutton. Ground towards second, picked up by Lashardi, goes to first, gets Dutton on the 4-3. Couple of base hits, couple of runners stranded, 1 inning in, and we're scoreless. First pitch, top of the second, Jonathan Farabus with a swing and a miss. Josh Eames and Logan O'Neill due up in the inning 2. Happy Mom's Day to all the mothers out there. If your mom is still with us, be sure to recognize her. Call her, get her a card, gift. Spend some time with Mom. Fielded it short by Wilson, and Farabus out on the 6-3. Josh Eames coming to the plate. Logan O'Neill to the on-deck circle. And I'm hoping we'll make moms the focal point of our shout-outs in the 4th. Hit. Eames the catcher, one away, nobody aboard. Top of inning number 2. Pritchett, Steele, and Ponder in the bottom of the 2nd. Lined over to 3rd, but caught by Morrison. And there's 2 gone for Logan O'Neill. Let's look at Oxford weather. 71 currently. It is cloudy. UV index 5 and moderate. Wind's not an issue. North-northeast at 3, gusting to 8. 22-mile visibility, 51% humidity. Air quality, 21 and good. The problem child is that stuff that you see in northern Louisiana at the moment. That is hit towards center field, but there to make the catch is Pierce Dutton. And O'Neill will fly out. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 2nd.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
First pitch, bottom of the 2nd, Pritchett pounces on and sends it to left. And the 3rd Buccaneer hit is the first one in the 2nd. Base runner aboard for Mason Steele. Paxton Ponder moving to the on-deck circle. Scoreless first, scoreless top of the 2nd. Here we are in the bottom part of inning number 2. Floating towards center field, routine for Bazille. A few steps to his right, makes the catch. Still out, number 1. Paxton Ponder next. Well, I was talking about the weather. We don't expect much of anything. I mean, if we have a little precip, it's going to be very light today. It is tomorrow and Tuesday that becomes very problematic. And what makes things even more problematic is there's really not a huge window. Got to get the play in tomorrow. I think Tuesday, some state championship ball comes to Oxford and Chakalaka. So that's got the powers that be pondering all kinds of options for a potential championship game. Another one for Brazil in center field. A little deja vu. Makes a few moves to his right, makes the catch and ponders out two. Bottom of the order, Whit Winfield coming to the plate. Bottom third of the order in the Delgado third, Westcott, Lashardi, and Brazil. 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Okay, quick reminder. You want to watch this game or any game of the tournament or any game really for that matter on JockJive. That's been broadcast live, now available on demand. Little bitty subscription fee. And it gives you a year's worth of access to anything that we've got on our site. On the outside part of the plate. 1 and 2 on Winfield. Jordan Evans, the top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. That will hop away from Eames. Had Pritchett known how far it would hop away, might have taken off for second, but hangs around the bag at first. An elimination game, Southern Union and Northwest Shoals coming up. There's a swing and a miss for Winfield. Leadoff single, but Pritchett left on, 2 done. And there's nothing on the scoreboard.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Bottom third of the order, top of the third, Christian Westcott, Giovanni Lashardi, and Walker Bazile due up in the inning. Bucks with runners and Bucks with hits in each of the first 2 innings, but no runs. Delgado got a runner on a hit batsman, but a double play took him out, and they are looking for their first hit of the game here in the third. Outside with a pitch to Westcott. J.D. Wilkins on the year, 58 innings pitched, 10 starts, 13 appearances, went 8 and 2 with a single complete game. 50 hits given up, 32 runs, 28 earned, 31 walks, and 43 strikeouts. Allowed 5 home runs, an ERA of 4.34, and this is a park that has given up a number of round trippers this weekend. 3-2 pitch to Westcott. That is shot towards right field, but it will sail foul and the count will stay 3 balls and a couple of strikes. Boy, if you look at that national radar, and she got a strikeout of Westcott, who thought he was headed to first with a walk. Instead, he'll become the first K of the game for J.D. Wilkins. But if you look at the radar, there is some really nasty stuff. And a broad swath of stuff. Stretching from, it looks like, about Dallas, Texas to Shreveport, Louisiana, down to Houston, Texas. One and one on Lashardy. That's the stuff that's got us worried about Monday and Tuesday. It is moving slowly. I noticed last night that it was just nibbling the edges of Louisiana, and now it's about midway through the state. So it's not on a fast track. One-two pitch. There is strikeout number 2. Lashardy goes down. Two away from the 9-hitter Walker Bazile. Bazile, a .328 hitter this season. Delgado was a team hitting just below 300 at a .296 clip. Couple of pitches missing. 4 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs for Bazile. Number 2 on the team in walks. And trying to draw a walk here. .30 pitch. It is way high. 4-pitch walk. Bazile goes down to first. That is the first base runner since Bobby Sproul came out to talk to his pitcher, J.D. Wilkins, who is only about 4 pitches into the game. And whatever Coach Sproul said worked some magic. And he retired 9 in a row before the walk to Bazile. Top of the order, Casey Artigues. Artigues hit by a pitch. And then was part of that double play Jackson Walker hit into. Outside with the offering to Artigues. Red Cintani on deck. That is 6 pitches missing from Wilkins. Well, was that a ball or strike? I think that was a ball. It is 3-0 now. For the official, I think even he wanted to call a strike, and the dugout at Shelton State going, hey, you held up your fist like a strike. 8 pitches outside of the strike zone, 2 Dolphin runners. So after back-to-back Ks, back-to-back walks. And Red Cintani coming to the plate. Cintani with a fly out to right field. There's one into the zone after 8 misses. Top of the order coming to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd for Shelton State. Jordan Evans, Wesley Hill. No balls, couple of strikes. Here's the J.D. Wilkins pitch. And we'll get another 0-2 offering. Got some softball today in Alabaster. How much softball depends on how the first game of Division II goes between a couple of Florida teams playing in Alabama, South Florida State and St. John's River. Just a little bit outside. South Florida State is the unbeaten squad, so it will take a St. John's River win in the opening game to force the if game. But they get their softball underway at 1 this afternoon. 1-2 pitch. Chop towards third, trying to grab it on the short hop. Not able to do so is Morrison, and in to score comes Bazile. And Delgado will take the lead. That scored as an E5 on Morrison. Still a couple of base runners on. They're at first and second, but now a Dolphin lead of 1. Jackson Walker hit into a double play. Chops and that one comes up empty. Count even, 1 apiece. 1 ball, 1 strike on Walker. Jonathan Farabus to the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch. That is lined foul in the direction of left. And the count goes to 1-2. When and plans are for you to play tomorrow morning at 11. But again, stay tuned, stay close, monitor. I do know that if officials think they can start the game early and get ahead of Precip tomorrow, they'll do it. High pitch, 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike, 2 out, 2 on offering. It is too low. At the end of the day, down to 2. As 2 more teams will exit the tournament on your Sunday. That's outside, walk given, bases loaded. Artigues to third, Centani at second, Walker at first. Jonathan Farabus coming to the plate. A .267 hitter, 60 regular season plate appearances, playing first. And he'll go after the first pitch, underhanded over to first. And the putout will go 1-3, leaving the bases loaded. But the Dolphins take a 1-zip lead in the bottom of the third. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Pratt's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the order, bottom of the third, Dolphins with a 1-zip lead. Got it on an E5 as Jordan Evans will lead it off and sends it foul towards left. Wesley Helms, Kyle Morrison due up in the inning 2. Delgado still doesn't have a hit, but they got him run. It is hit to second. Lashardi to first. Evans is out number 1. Wesley Helms coming to the plate. Helms singled in the first. Kyle Morrison moving to the on-deck circle. Well, thanks so much to Dean Myrick bringing victuals and then taking them away. It's kind of he who giveth, taketh them away. Question, I guess, on the box, is that a 5 or a G? That makes a lot of difference. Could be 5 guys or Guthries. Hey, it'll eat, as they say. 1 ball, a couple of strikes, or might not be either. I'm just kind of pulled the name out of the hat. Hey, man, just to be safe, I may eat them both. He brought me a couple of boxes and said, take your choice, but, you know, just to cover my bases. Another opportunity for Lashardi. Got him despite the trouble picking up the ball and getting it over to first. Helms out on the 4-3. Kyle Morrison to the plate. Morrison with a single in the first. Shoots that one foul towards right. Nick Wilson to the on-deck circle. 4th inning has Eames, O'Neill, and Westcott coming to the plate for the Dolphins. And, of course, the 4th has got your shout-outs coming. So go ahead, put on those creative thinking caps. That is lifted in the direction of the gap. Can somebody catch up with it? Looks like yes is your answer. Jackson Walker in left, able to get underneath the Morrison fly ball. 3 innings in, Dolphins by 1. Top of the 4th gets underway, mid part of the order for Delgado. Josh Eames, Logan O'Neill, and Christian Westcott due up in the inning. Time for your 4th inning shout-outs. There's the number attached to the scoreboard, 334-488. 1385-334-488-1385. And if you're wondering what we're looking for, who's it to, who's it from, what's the shout-out, where you watching from, and it's Mother's Day. So you got to send a shout-out to Mom. And if you've got a little watch party going on, snap a photo, send it to us, same number. I think that's got the bases covered. Watching from a unique spot. I-65 northbound. Atlanta traffic, Waffle House. Sitting while the wife shops at Walmart. Stick that on there too. 334-488-1385. We do it all fourth inning long. Strike on the inside part of the plate to Eames. This one says, can you shout out my coach Nick Gurr at the game? He's on the third baseline right now, and he's listening to the game. We sure will. We just did, as a matter of fact. So a shout out to Coach Gurr. Shout out to Brian Henson for being so good with young fans. Thank you for signing that towel in Pensacola. All right, thank you very much for the shout out. And that's basically it. You write them, I read them. Hit to second, fielded by Ponder. First with the throw. Eames the first out of the fourth inning. And by the way, we do it fourth inning long, not all game long. So be sure to get the shout outs in. However, all game long, you can send shout outs on YouTube if you're watching the game there. If you're not, you can't, but you can always go there and shout. 334-488-1385. Logan O'Neill flew out to center his last at-bat. 2 hopper to short. Wilson to first. 2 gone in the fourth. And one last shout-out reminder if you're going to get them in. Well, running out of time, about halfway through the shout-outs. With 2 gone in the fourth. Christian Westcott struck out looking in the third. Giovanni Lasciardi to the on-deck circle. Couple of strikes from Wilkins. That one is fouled back to the screen. No balls, couple of strikes, nobody aboard. 2 gone in the fourth. Just a little bit outside. And the Bucs headed towards the dugout thinking that was strike 3. That's low. We are at the 45-minute mark in the game. The significance? Last game, we were at the 45-minute mark and headed to the second. Here we're at the 45-minute mark in the fourth. Westcott with the first Dolphin base hit. Giovanni Lasciardi to the plate. He struck out in the third. One of 2 strikeouts for Wilkins, and they came back to back. Walker Brazil is on deck. Wilson, Dutton, and Pritchett when you get to the bottom of the fourth for Shelton State. Popped up, and it'll get out of play. Shout out says, Happy Mother's Day, Mimi Barb. Let's go Delgado. Thank you very much for the shout out and the Happy Mom's Day. Two-one pitch to Lasciardi. And it is even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-strike pitch. Lasciardi fouls it out of play. Lashardi, the second out in the third inning when he struck out swinging. Batting with 2 gone in the top of the fourth with a base runner in first. 2-2 offering. Ground to Wilson. It's short. He'll go to second. Shortest route to an out. And the runner is stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Second half of your shoutouts in a 1-zip game. Bottom of the fourth, Nick Wilson starts it. Pierce Dutton and Christian Pritchett due up in the inning 2. Shoutout says, Shelton State's photographer says go Bucks. After church, of course. And thanks for the photo of the 2 photographers. And yeah, got the game on the iPhone and in the picture. Hey, that's cool. That's one of those Gold Star shoutouts. Fouled away towards third base by Nick Wilson. Wilson with a fly out to center field. He was the second out in the first inning. Flies out to center field again. And is the first out in the fourth. One out for Pierce Dutton. 334-488-1385. Fourth inning shoutouts. 2 outs from their conclusion. I'm kind of like a commentator or a PA announcer in a basketball game. Telling you there's 1 minute to go. 2 outs away from wrapping it up. Dutton fouling off the first pitch. Dutton ground into a 4-3 in the first. Christian Pritchett is on deck. Walker Bazile, Casey Artigues, Rhett Cintani. When you get to the 5th inning for Delgado. 1-1 pitch to Dutton, who was the last out in the first inning when he ground into the 4-3. A little high with the offering from Hotard. Hotard, 8 games started, 1 as a reliever during the regular season. Went 7-0, had 3 complete games. Worked 40 2/3 innings, 36 hits given up, 21 runs, 18 earned, 21 walks, 25 strikeouts. 3 home runs and a 3.98 ERA. Count even in 2, 2-2 offering. That is slashed in the direction of left field. Walker's got room and time to make the catch for out number 2. Two gone for Christian Pritchett. Mason Steele to the on-deck circle. Pritchett with a single in the second. The last base hit, checks his swing, Sends it back to Hotard, and Hotard able to get it to first. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 4th. Less than an hour into the game, and we head to the 5th. Top of the 5th, bottom of the order, Walker Brazil to starting off, Casey Artigues and Rhett Sintani. 2 up in the inning, 2. Hey, thanks for all the shout-outs. Great to have you watching on Mother's Day morning. 12th day of May. 1-2 the count on Brazil. Winners bracket game. 2 unbeatens as Brazil floats this one to Mason Steele in left. 1 away in the 5th. Top of the order coming to the plate, Casey Artigues. Artigues hit by a pitch and walked. 2 free passes from Wilkins to first. Of course, Artigues going, hey, that dink didn't feel like a free pass. Got royalty from high school sports here in the house. That's right, man. Adam Slay, the man. Two-0 pitch to Artigues. And, of course, they handle coverage of Southern Union coming up next against Northwest Shoals. Three-0 offering. Got the inside part of the plate. Artigues had taken the spin to go to first, and he is summoned back. Steele, Ponder, and Winfield in the bottom of the 5th. And there was another free pass to first for Artigues. He's the only Dolphin to be handed those free passes. Hit batsman, walked twice. Base runner aboard for Rhett Sintani. Sintani with a fly out to right, reached on an error. Jackson Walker is on deck. Artigues with his lead at first, throw over, and he's back safely. Artigues 10 stolen bases this year, caught 3 times. That is lifted towards left field. Mason Steele near the warning track makes the catch. Artigues will trot back to first. And there's 2 away for Jackson Walker. Walker is hit into a double play and walked. I said there was only Artigues given free passes. Walker's gotten one, got it in the 3rd. And Walker has walked aplenty during the year, 35 times. second most on the Dolphins squad. That will get away from Winfield. And Artigues will take off for second. Walker ground into the 4-6-3 in the first. Was given a walk in the third. Count goes even at 1. Jonathan Farabus on deck. Bottom third of the order in the bottom of the fifth for Shelton State. One offering. Fouled away in the direction of first. One ball, couple of strikes, base runner at second. He would love to double the Delgado lead. Wilkins trying to strand in there and put that LOB total to 5. Two offering. And a shot towards left field. That will drop in as a base hit. Artigues to score on the RBI. Jackson Walker single. Delgado with a 2-run lead. Jonathan Farabus to the plate. Second hit of the game for Delgado. It produces the second run of the game. And Jonathan Farabus, who is 0 for 2 in the game, comes to the plate. Takes a pitch a little bit high, a little inside. He ground out to short in the second, to the pitcher in the third. On the outside part of the plate. Count goes even at 1. A Region 22 team in Shelton State. Region 23 in Delgado. That is hit to Wilson, and his only plays at first. Got it. Farabus out number 3. One runner stranded, but more importantly, 1 run is in. Delgado by 2 as we go to Steel Ponder and Winfield in the bottom of the 5th.
Alabama Baseball Coaches Association's annual First Pitch Dinner and Silent Auction raises money for the Miracle Leagues of Alabama. These leagues allow disabled children and adults to play the game of baseball on synthetic and turf fields. Besides helping subsidize players' uniform costs and league equipment costs, the Alabama Baseball Coaches Association is committed to getting more high school and college teams involved in volunteering in these leagues. Click on the donate button at alabca.org to help support this life-impacting ministry.
Bottom of the 5th, Mason Steele starts it. Paxton Ponder and Whit Winfield 2 up in the inning 2. Couple of pitches, both strikes from Hotard, much to the chagrin of the vocal Buccaneer crowd. Steele with a fly out the center. And he will fly this one out to left field. Jackson Walker's there, makes the catch. And there's one away. Paxton Ponder next. With Winfield on deck. We have just surpassed the 1 hour mark. And we're in the bottom of the fifth with one away, showing punt is Ponder. He'll back away. It's outside of the strike zone. Popped up. Coming off the bump to make the catch is Hotard. Two away for Whit Winfield. Jordan Evans to the on-deck circle. Eames, O'Neill, and Westcott. When you get to the sixth for Delgado. And yeah, there is the next game slated for 2 o'clock, but coaches, players have already been told if one wraps up early, the other starts early. So we are not necessarily locked into that 2 o'clock start time for game number 2 this afternoon. Fly ball to left. And a routine fly ball that Jackson Walker will catch. 3 up, 3 down for the third consecutive inning. And we will head to the 6th in a 2-zip game. Top of the 6th, mid part of the order. Josh Eames starts it. Logan O'Neill and Christian Westcott 2 up in the inning. Delgado with a run off an error in the 3rd, a run off a single in the 5th. And have a 2-run lead in the 6th. Chop towards 3rd, charging in is Morrison. He'll field and fire and get the out ahead of Eames, 5-3. One out for Logan O'Neill. O'Neill 0 for 2 in the game. Well, the officials conferring. Briefly. Not sure what the conversation was about. I'm thinking he said, you know what? I want pepperoni instead of hamburger on the pizza. Well, maybe that's not it. Because the conversation is still ongoing now. Bobby Sproul involved. Well, these two teams haven't faced one another during the course of the regular season, but I somehow feel like there's not a lot of love lost. Joe Schuerman, head coach at Delgado, Bobby Sproul from Shelton State, all getting involved in the conversation. That will drop into left field for Logan O'Neill. Bobbled a bit by Steele, guaranteeing that O'Neill has a 1-out double. Base runner in scoring position for the Dolphins as Christian Westcott makes his way to the plate. Westcott struck out and single. 1 for 2 in the game. Grounds this one up the middle, fielded by Wilson, gets it to first. And Westcott, you can see from the reaction, did not think he was out. Thought he was safe. And Coach Shurman is going to argue that point, apparently. And yeah, got it out over at first. I mean, it certainly looks that way on the replay, if that is indeed what this conversation is about. Well, again, I'm not sure the conversation is about the play at first. I would think so. Looking at the replay, looks like he got it right. Now they're going to say he's safe. And let's see if Bobby Sproul makes his way out of the Buccaneer dugout. Yep, here he comes. All right, one more look. Although I think it's going to have the same results. Wilson fielding behind the bag, gathers it in, over to first with the throw. And yeah, it looks like it's there actually well ahead of the throw. But upon conversation between the officials, they feel like he is safe. And that'll be an infield single for Westcott as Giovanni Lasciardi comes to the plate. Giovanni Lasciardi 0 for 2 in the game. Well, this could take care of the whole situation. It will. 4-6-3. So if you're the Bucs, you're, well, now okay with the call at first. If you're the Dolphins, darn it, you wanted to run in and make it a 3-zip game in this tightly contested contest. We head to the bottom of the 6th, top of the order for the Bucs.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area, right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
And don't forget to follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And definitely, we want you subscribing to our YouTube channel. There will be material on our YouTube channel that is only available to subscribers. Like the conversations with coaches, with commissioners. Dean Myrick is there. That's a big draw on YouTube, the conversations with Dean. And so much more. So subscribe. Well, thank you. 0-2 the count on Jordan Evans. Wesley Helms and Kyle Morrison due up in the inning, too. Count runs even. Evans with a fly out to third, a ground out to second, 0 for 2 in the game. The only Buccaneer hits came in the first and second innings. Helms, Morrison, and Pritchett with singles. There has not been a runner since the top of the second. And that is hit to third. Cintani's got it, goes to first. Evans out number 1. That is the 13th in a row sat down by Hotard. High with the pitch to Wesley Helms. The last Buccaneer to get on was Christian Pritchett, who had a single in the second. And he began the inning with that base hit. Stayed over at first. He's been the last Buccaneer aboard. 1-1 pitch to Helms. Now you got one on as that will travel into center field. Off the mid of a diving Lashardi. Kyle Morrison coming to the plate. Morrison with a single and a fly out to left, 1 for 2 in the game. That is a foul ball towards right field. Morrison with a single in the first, a fly out to left in the third. The Helms base hit that's got him at first. The first hit since the second inning. Bucks have had a runner at second only once in the game. Another one fouled towards right. And they have not had a runner to third. Oh, 0-2 pitch to Morrison. How about a third? Pitch fouled off to the right side. Bottom of the order to the plate in the top of the 7th for Delgado, Bazile, Artigues, and Cintani. 0-2 pitch. That is hit towards right field, and there to make the catch is Logan O'Neill. Two outs for Nick Wilson. Wilson with a couple of flyouts to center field was out number 2 in the first and the first out in the fourth. Pierce Dutton on deck. Wilson, 10 extra base hits during the course of the season. A .345 hitter, 3 home runs, and 50 RBIs. Buccaneers with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with 30-plus RBIs. Wilson 0 for 2 in this one. One offering. A little bit outside, 2-1. Solid performance from Hotard, giving up 4 hits, No walks, no hit batsman. Only a single strikeout, but a lot of fly balls and ground outs. Ground towards third. Centani to first. And the fourth Buccaneer of the game is stranded. We're through 6 and go to the 7th. Still 2-0 Dolphins. Bottom of the order, top of the 7th. Walker Bazile starts in. Casey Artigues and Rhett Centani due up in the inning 2. Bazile has walked and popped out to left. Pops this one up, but it gets out of play. Couple of early strikes on Bazile. Oh-2 pitch. Just a little bit high from J.D. Wilkins. Different game than a game ago last night. The starting pitching lasted an inning. In one case, Coastal South, 2/3 of an inning in the other, Northwest Shoals. In this one, you got both starting pitchers working into the 7th. Bazile will strike out. That is Wilkins' first K since the 3rd. He's now got 3 in the game. Top of the order, Casey Artigues. Here's the guy that's been trouble for Wilkins. 2 walks and a hit batsman, but he'll fly out to left in the 7th. Mason Steele makes sure that Artigues is out number 2. Rhett Centani next. Centani 0 for 3, reached on an error. That was an error that brought in a run in the 3rd. The run was Bazile. Bazile had walked. And Delgado got on the board with their first run without a base hit. But a base hit did bring in run number 2 for the Dolphins. And that happened in the 5th. But again, a walk aided the cause. Artigues walked, and eventually Walker drives him in with a single. .30 count. It is low. Centani's on. And walks have hurt Wilkins. As I mentioned, the 2 Delgado runs were runners that were walked. And now you got a walk of Centani. Jackson Walker, 1 for 2 in the game, is hit into a double play and driven in a run with a single. Slight lead at first for Centani. Being held on there by Helms. And even that Artigues walk in the fifth, it was aided by a wild pitch that got Artigues to second. Then you get Walker with a single that drives in Artigues. So the Dolphin runs in the game have gotten some assistance from the Bucks. Count even at 1. Two-one pitch. Count goes even 2 each. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. 2 are gone. Base runner at first. Dutton, Pritchett, and Steele in the bottom of the 7th for the Buccaneers. Into the dirt with a pitch. Centani takes off for second. And let's see again if a walk and a wild pitch turns into a Delgado run. It happened in the 5th when Walker was batting. Will it happen in the 7th? Here's the 3-2 pitch. On the outside part of the plate. Strikeout number 4 in the game for Wilkins. And Centani is left aboard.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Bottom of the 7th, Pierce Dutton starts it. Christian Pritchett and Mason Steele due up in the inning 2. Buccaneers have had 2 base runners on at the same time once in the first inning after back-to-back base hits from Helms and Morrison. But if you want to do a little reflecting, back to the Shelton State Southern Union game. Buccaneers struggled offensively until you got to the 8th inning. And all of a sudden they came to life. Hit by the pitch and going down is Dutton. Wow, that got him right on the ear. That ear pad area, jaw area. And he is being placed on his back, and looks like he's got blood on the nose, the face. Yep, towel coming out. The only good thing about that was not a fastball, it was more of a breaking pitch, but that's the only good thing, as he is being tended to. And obviously no intent. Hutard is not trying to hit the hitter. So Dutton down. And they are looking at Dutton. Well, let's hope that it is a nosebleed not created by a break. He's up, he's walking, he's headed to the dugout. They'll go through a concussion protocol, I'm sure, and just make sure that he is okay. So Dutton coming out of the ball game, and Hayden Turner in to run. Wow. You know what happens in the game? You hate to see it happen, though. And the fact that he walked off the field under his own power, steady walk, hopefully those are all good signs for Dutton. Your new runner, Turner, pitch to Pritchett as we get back to the baseball into the strike zone. Pritchett singled and ground out to the pitcher. High hopper to third. Centani going to second for one. Didn't get the out at first. 5-4 gets Turner. Pritchett's on. Mason Steele coming to the plate. Paxton Ponder moving to the on-deck circle. That is popped up right side. Logan O'Neill in front of the warning track makes the catch. And holding it first is Pritchett. Two gone for Paxton Ponder. Ponder with a couple of flyouts. One to center, one to the pitcher. Pinch hitter Trenton Shirley hitting for Ponder. Trenton Shirley, a .319 hitter on the year, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs, 5 doubles. Appeared in 31 games, scored 17 runs. Four walks, 15 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases for Trenton Shirley. And he will have that off the mid of a diving West Cottage short. Couple of base runners on. As Shirley will deliver. And Whit Winfield is coming to the plate. Winfield with a strikeout and a flyout. 0 for 2 in the game. And he may have a pinch hitter too. He does. Bodie Vale. So Coach Sproul going to his bench to try to spark life in the Buccaneers. Got a single from Shirley as a pinch hitter. And now Bodie Vale, who has 1 hit in 13 plate appearances, coming to the plate. Vale 2 RBIs. That 1 hit was a double. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases. Used primarily as a pitcher, but as a hitter here with a couple of base runners on. 1-1 pitch. And it is 1-2. Top of the order, Jordan Evans on deck. Vail has pitched more innings than any other Buccaneer. But again, just 13 trips to the plate. Asked to deliver late in this one. In the bottom of the 7th with a couple of base runners on, and he will. Into left field. Shirley heads home and scores. Throw to third. Tagged out is Shirley. Trying to get from second to third on the throw to the plate. But Pritchett will come in to score. Brody Vail delivering with an RBI single. And the Bucs on the board as we head to the 8th.
Off the top of the 8th, the Dolphins, number 30, Johnson, Shelton.
There are some changes to the Bucs, and I'm trying to look at the changes. I know we've got Bodie Vail now in center field, where Pierce Dutton was previously. I think we've got a new catcher. But you know, they got the chest protector and the straps that go across the back, and they cross the shoulder blades and cover up the number. That is Roland Wilkins. Got to hurry to get into first. He will. Farabus out. Boy, another close play, though, over at first. This one, though, without an argument. Very close over at first. And Farabus out on the 1-3. Josh Eames coming to the plate. Eames 0 for 3 in the game. He is lined out to third, ground out to second, ground out to third. Logan O'Neill on deck on the outside part of the plate to Eames. It looks like the numbers, as I can see kind of the top of the numbers of the catcher as this is sent towards Vail in center field. He'll make the catch, and Eames is out number 2. Looks like it is a 22, which would be Davis Randolph. He is listed as an infielder, but not specifically as a catcher. Players listed as catchers are Lawson Neal, as this one has popped up over towards the dugout and out of play. And Luke Barnes. However, both of those players well, at least their numbers don't seem to match the portions of the number I can see on the guy behind the plate. I guess we'll find out when somebody comes to the plate to hit without wearing that protective gear. 1-1 pitch to O'Neill, high and inside. Two-one pitch, popped up. Again, a look at first from Helms, and it's out of reach. Count even at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 8th. A little bit outside with a pitch to O'Neill. O'Neill 1 for 3 in the game. A fly out to center, a ground out to short, and a double. He has hit the game's only extra base hit. Payoff pitch. Trying to check a swing and couldn't. 5 strikeouts in the game for Wilkins. Top of the order in the bottom of the 8th. One day ago, the Buccaneers were down by a run going into the bottom of the 8th and put together a 4-run 8th. To beat Southern Union, they got a leadoff single from Jordan Evans. Can they do it again? Otard no longer the pitcher for Delgado. Coming into pitch is Brady Schmidt. Otard will work a total of 7 innings. He'll face 27. Registered a single strikeout, didn't walk anybody. Gave up 6 hits in a run. And had that one-hit batsman out in front of the plate. Thrown away over into right field, coming around third. Heading home. No, Evans told to wait, play it safe. With nobody gone, Bucks reason why take a chance. And that will be scored as a hit and error, I believe. Helms getting on with the hit. The throwing error will allow him to advance. Couple of base runners in scoring position for Kyle Morrison. And I'm assuming, based on all the conversation and the finger pointing, the body language, that there must have been a little something extracurricular that involved the officials. And now warnings, I think, have been issued to both benches. I did not see what happened, but I am assuming something did, based, as I mentioned, on these conversations. And especially based on the fact that warnings were issued to both benches. Runners at second and third. Kyle Morrison to the plate, 1 for 3 in the game. Nick Wilson to the on-deck circle. Fouled away by Morrison. Another one over towards the bullpen and out of play. Morrison with a single in the first, flew out to left in the third, to right in the sixth. He'll drive a base hit into left field. In to score is Evans. Tie game at 2, runners on the corners. Nick Wilson coming to the plate. Coach Schurman out to visit Brady Schmidt, who relieved Hotard. Hotard had worked 7 innings and allowed a single run and 6 hits. Schmidt comes in and gives up back-to-back hits to Evans, Helms, and Morrison. A tie game with the go-ahead run at third. So reminiscent of a game ago for the Buccaneers against Southern Union. We're down by a run. Had struggled offensively, got to the bottom of the 8th, and came to life. Scored 4 runs, built a cushion of 3, and won it. Schmidt's been given a vote of confidence. Coach saying, hey, let's shut him down. New first baseman, as Farabus will come out of the game. And Bo Foreman will check in at first. Which makes you wonder where Eli Booth is. Booth had made some spectacular defensive plays at first. And he didn't start, and he's not the sub. That is lifted in the direction of right field. Should be deep enough to bring in the go-ahead run. Throw to the plate. Run scores. Buccaneers by 1. Nick Wilson with a sac fly. Helms in, Morrison tags and takes second. Pierce Dutton to the plate. And we're looking for a Buccaneer hitter. Of course, Pierce Dutton, the guy who got hit in the face, so he's not coming to the plate. He's still being tended to. And I think we may have our answer on who is now catching for Shelton State. Here comes Jeremy O'Quinn. O'Quinn is listed as a right-handed pitcher. Upstairs with the offering. But I am fairly certain he's the guy we now have behind the plate. And batting in the spot where Dutton was, of course, Dutton injured. And out of the game, Christian Pritchett to the on-deck circle. Count even at 1. O'Quinn, 12 regular season plate appearances. 1 base hit. But keep in mind, there were similar numbers for Bodie Vale, who came in and got a pinch hit RBI single in the 7th. He had 1 hit on the year and was batting .077. O'Quinn batting .083, but he'll go down on strikes. Two outs for Christian Pritchett. Pritchett a single, a ground out, and a ground out. Innings 2, 4, and 7. Mason Steele is on deck. Fouled away by Pritchett. Bottom third of the order for Delgado. When you get to the bottom, make that the top of the 9th. But don't take that bottom third of the order for granted. They've accounted for 2 of the 4 hits and 1 of the 2 Delgado runs. Two-one count on Pritchett. Outside with the offering, 3-1. Mason Steele on deck. Three balls, 1 strike, and it's 3-2 with a swing and miss. The payoff pitch coming. Northwest Shoals and Southern Union in an elimination bout after this one. Slated for a 2 o'clock start. Foul tip back into the mid of Eames. Pritchett strikes out, 1 runner stranded, 2 runners in. Bucks with the lead. Dolphins try to tie it up and take the advantage in the top of the 9th.
pitching for the Buccaneers, number 19, John Michael Pickens. Leading off the top of the ninth for the Dolphins, number 16, Christian Westcott.
Top of the ninth, Christian Westcott that started. He is 2 for 3 in the game. As I mentioned, 7, 8, and 9 have been potent for Delgado in this one. Accounting for half of the hits and half of the runs. Count even at 1 on Westcott. The new pitcher is John Michael Pickens, the Buccaneer closer with 9 saves, 29 and a third innings of work. He is 1 and 2, 20 appearances, 18 hits given up, 9 runs, 4 earned, 9 walks, 45 strikeouts, 3 home runs allowed, and a 1.23 ERA. And this is a save opportunity for John Michael Pickens. In a 1-run ball game, top of the ninth, with Westcott, Lashardi, and Bazile to a 2-1 pitch. Count goes even at 2. Westcott struck out in the 3rd, singled in the 4th and 6th. That is popped up, right side. Evans with room. He'll make the catch, and Westcott's out number 1. J.D. Wilkins worked 8 innings, faced 33, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, 4 hits, 2 runs, and hit 1. Low inside pitch to Lashardi. Lashardi has struck out and ground out twice. Walker Bazile on deck. The Pickens pitch. High and inside, 2-0. Every hitter in the 9th representing the tying run for the Dolphins. Two-0 Pickens pitch. That's a little bit high, 3-0. Three-0 pitch. Pickens playing the eyes that Lashardi is taking on a 3-0. Lashardi out number 2 in the 3rd. Accounted for the 3rd out in the 4th, and outs 2 and 3 in the 6th. And the count will run full on Lashardi. Three-two payoff to Lashardi. He'll slice it foul and out of play. Lashardi on the season batting .302. 1 home run, 12 RBIs, couple of doubles. Everything else singles. Continues to battle Pickens here in the top of the 9th. Winner advances to the championship game. Losers got more baseball today. 5 p.m. matchup against the winner of the Northwest Shoals Southern Union game. High and inside, tying run on with a walk. Base runner aboard for Walker Bazile. Bazile has walked, popped out, and struck out. 0 for 2 in the game, scored the game's first run in the third on an E5. High pitch. And Quinn didn't know where it was. Now you got that runner in scoring position. Casey Artigues on deck. 1-0 pitch to Bazile. And now if you're Pickens, you would love to make Bazile one of those 40-plus strikeouts. Time is called, and Bazile having a conversation with his coach. Big moment in the game. Bucks trying to hang on to the lead. Delgado trying to tie it up. A ball and a strike on Bazile. High pitch, 2-1. Worst case for Bazile. You'd like to get Lashardi to third. Best case for the Bucks, get Bazile and leave Lashardi at second. Count is run to 3-1. Bazile batting .328. 4 doubles, 2 home, make that 3 home runs, a triple, and 27 RBIs. 3-1 pitch from Pickens. Another walk. And for the Buccaneers, that's good and bad news. Got another runner on. That represents the potential go-ahead run. The good news is it does put force outs at first, second, and third. But I am sure for Coach Bobby Sprout and company, that's not enough good news. He goes out to the bump to have a conversation with his award-winning closer. As we get back to the top of the order. And as I mentioned, 7, 8, and 9 has been a tough spot in the order for the Bucks. And again, they proved to be problematic for Shelton State. Casey Artigues stepping in. Oh, 1 pitch to Artigues, who's been hit by a pitch, walked twice, and flown out. Got the out at third. Joe Sherman is furious. And this is going to require some input from additional officials, I do believe. Well, I think the out, according to the official, was the leg of Lashardi coming off the bag, and that's when Morrison tagged him out. Schuerman, I'm sure, complaining that he was pushed off the bag. 2 gone, 2 on. Rent-Sintani to the plate. Couple of strikes on Sintani. Two gone, 2 strikes, top of the 9th in a 1-run game. That is lifted out of play, foul. Oh, 2 pitch to Sintani. Just a little bit outside. Sintani with a fly out to right, reached on an error, popped out to left and walked. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball game over. Bucs will win it. They will advance to the championship unscathed. Delgado still with a chance to get there, but they got to battle their way out of the losers bracket. A total of 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 error. 9 are stranded by Delgado. They got a run in the 3rd, got a run in the 5th. For the Buccaneers, 1 error. It was costly early, allowed the first run of the game to come in. 9 hits, 3 runs, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and they will leave 6 aboard. Bucs move on to Monday unbeaten. Delgado will try to get to Monday by knocking off the winner of Northwest Shoals and Southern Union. That's the game coming up next. It took 2 hours and 2 minutes to complete. Thanks so much for watching for the ACCC and JockJive. I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.